All right. So we hear a lot of times, at least I've been seeing this a lot of times on my Twitter and LinkedIn feeds, that people say, oh, I wrote this paper using Claude Code or Gemini or whatever. I did this analysis with Claude Code or things like that. So today I wanted to just walk you through the process raw, like, super raw. Let's just, take you through what it takes and how things are if you want to do this process. So today I will show you an example workflow that I've already done this. So basically, what I did is I have a survey that I ran with around 1,500 participants. I have all the CSV files. So if you go to, oops, so, I mean, I have these Qualtrics, Qualtrics survey, which has all the information about, like all the questions about like how people use generative AI. So here's the survey. Let me just show you the survey so that you get a sense. So this is a survey on like, okay, so there's some demographic questions and then questions around like how much you worked in the last week, and if you use generative AI, what tools do you use generative AI? How much do you use it in last week? How much you use it at work, at personal, outside work, and things like that. So that's the survey, and that survey, I had gotten it from somewhere else, and so I put it on Qualtrics. I was able to run it. Then I got the responses. Now, okay, I have the data. This is raw CSV data, which looks like this. So this is, your raw Qualtrics data. If you've run a survey, you'll know, like, it has all these fields like, okay, language, gender, so the actual question is age, education, and so on. There's a bunch of these, like, how long, how often did you use generative AI, all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so what do I do with this data, right? Like now, as a researcher at this stage, what I would usually do is, okay, I have a bunch of questions in mind, and then I'll do some analysis, and I'll write a paper, and I'll publish, like, I'll send the paper for publication or things like that. Or, with the AI tools these days, okay, I can give a subset of rows to Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini, and then ask it, hey, do this, do that kind of stuff. But now with these agentic tools, which are terminal-based tools that exist and sit on your computer and have access to files and items on your desktop, on your computer, this has become much more easier. And like people really, if you haven't tried this, you really don't understand the value that these things provide. And one of the reasons why I'm creating this video is to show that value. So I want to show you that this is not just your typical, okay, I copy pasted a few rows from ChatGPT into ChatGPT and then I got some response and then I copy pasted them into my code. It's really agentic, meaning it's able to write code, debug it, like come up with ideas, execute those ideas by itself. So there are three main tools that are almost equivalent in terms of functionality from the three big providers. Anthropic has Claude Code, Gemini has Gemini CLI, and OpenAI has Codex. All of these are, like I said, almost equivalent, like at least the top end models. And they all work with your pro subscription. So if you have a $20 plan, Claude has some, you can use Claude Code to log in with that. Gemini, you can log into your pro account and so on. So $20 a month, like you're able to have access to one of these. And like I said, like one of these tools, the pro version is important. Like, I mean, I really think $20 is worth the investment for the type of things that you can do. So basically in this video, I want to show you, given a setup like this, okay, you have your research question, you have framed it, run a survey or done a study, collected your data. Now, what can you do with that data? And so basically, okay, I've already done this, and so I know what it looks like. So I just want to replicate and go through the process in this series. But and I'll just show you what I did. Like, so basically, I was able to produce a clean front end for that data. So the survey data I showed you, it has around 2,500 responses. So this website was entirely created by Claude Code. And this was based on a design from this. So I told it, okay, go and look at this design. So this is from this project on workforce. It's by some guys from the St. Louis Fed and a bunch of other academics. And so basically, I just said, okay, copy that design, and it did. So basically, I got the survey also from them. Uh, Again, like, I mean, all the ethics of like copying and all of that, not I mean, they don't matter here much, because what this is like an addition on top of what I'm already able to do. It's just a way for me to quickly browse through the data, if not anything. So anyway, and it does more. Like, I have more data than them, like in terms of like they have this sort of temporal data, but I have more data on age group, gender, like the sort of semi-urban, urban, education, and a bunch of stuff. So anyway, so this is a very, very, very uh, quick, quick front end. Like, I mean, to build something like this, like I wrote a blog recently that where I said, okay, to build something like this would have taken a semester long project and a bunch of back and forth and like taking dozens of hours of time. But this is now basically free, right? Like, so I have the data, I can do my analysis, write the paper, but I can also produce something like this for free and much, much more. Like, I'll, walk you through that process. Okay, so let's get to it. So basically, like I said, these are tools which are run through your command line. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be very strong at command line to be able to use these tools or run these programs, but it helps to know what these commands, these tools are running. And in general, my feeling is getting some sort of comfort with command line is always going to be a huge benefit. Like, it's never going to hurt you. So yeah, that's just a thing I tell my students. So it's really helpful. So let's get started. Maybe I'll stop the video here and talk to you in the next video.